29th, 2021 at 3:07 in the morning.
Police department.
Peoria police are responding to a 911 call. In the master bedroom, a man is attempting CPR on a naked woman on the floor next to the bed. An older woman is also in the room.
We're doing the best we can, okay?
Over the next few minutes, paramedics and more police arrive on scene.
How long has she been down? They said from just when the time of call, she vomited and then wasn't responsive.
She can't be dead.
What is your name?
Jason.
The man who called 911 is Jason Beck. He tells police he and his wife, Leanne, had been out drinking. She got drunk. When they got home, she went to bed, threw up. He put her in the shower.
When I came back, she was kind of just laying in the shower, normal, like whatever.
Laying in the shower?
Yeah, like just not like fetal position, normal. And then I put her in the bed, and then I realized, like I looked at her stomach, and it looked like she wasn't breathing, but I don't even know what I did.
Okay.
He says he called his mom, who lives next door, and she told him to call 911. Leanne is pronounced dead at the scene, and then the medics notice something unusual.
She's got some blood right down her left cheek. It's not consistent with her being in the state she's in.
They roll Leanne onto her side.
Here, the wound.
She's up on the shoulder
Too.
That's new.
It's all new.
It's like road rash.
Yeah, she has some kind of road rash. Both shoulder blades.
Look at her hair. Her hair's
Oh,
kind of
back
matted.
There's something going on here.
Oh, look, both of her heels, too.
Leanne Beck was a motivated, energetic mother of two. She was a nurse who coordinated organ transplants at Mayo Clinic, and she made a lasting impression on the people around her.
She was an only child, and so her cousins and her friends were like her sisters.
Tawny Boyce is Leanne's cousin.
You knew she cared about you. You could feel it.
Jessie Chiappone is a childhood friend.
She was like my little sister.
Christy Valenti was a co-worker.
Leanne, you couldn't stop her.
And John Statsula is Leanne's father.
My daughter was very tenacious and independent. She was a go-getter. She didn't want to play softball, she wanted to play baseball.
All of the people who spoke to us who knew Leanne say they noticed a change in her in the year and a half since she married a man she knew from high school, Jason Beck.
She just wasn't the bubbly Leanne that I knew anymore. She was sad a lot.
The first time I knew was when she called me in June of 2021, and she just told me everything.
Within an hour of arriving on the scene, police had documented that Leanne had road rash on her lower back, shoulder blades and heels, and a bloody golf ball-sized lump on the back of her head. Police noticed blood spots on the wall, a mop bucket in the living room, sheets from the master bed were already in the wash, and a shattered passenger side window in the vehicle the Becks drove that night. One paramedic told police he thought it was odd that Jason's mother was on scene prior to the fire department arrival. A second paramedic reported that the injuries she was seeing did not parallel with a fall in the shower, and that it appeared Leanne had been deceased for some time.
The funeral home director had told us that she looked like she had been run over by a car, like her injuries were so severe.
According to the police report, detectives interviewed Jason at least 3 times. During the first interview, the detective wrote, "I asked Jason to explain the blood leading from the garage to the master bedroom, and he said, couldn't tell you. He didn't know how she was bleeding, and he never touched her." But during the second interview, Jason told the detective Leanne jumped out of a moving vehicle that night and fell at approximately 5 miles per hour. I asked why he didn't tell me this during our previous interview, and he said he just remembered it.
And I think it was months before we even found out she had a head injury. And then months more until it was confirmed she died of blunt force head trauma.
The Peoria police investigation documents more than 20 encounters between Jason Beck and police. 2 previous girlfriends reported to police that Jason was physically abusive. Peoria police arrested him twice for domestic violence against Leanne. She was also arrested on one of those occasions. In June of 2021, 2 months before she died, a judge granted Leanne an order of protection against Jason. She also filed for divorce.
She just told me how embarrassed she was that she was even in this situation.
She was done. After June 5th, she was done.
What brought Leanne back to Jason in the days before her death is an unanswered question. He told police they were going to reconcile their marriage. Video from the bars and restaurants they visited the night of her death show them getting along. Although one person in the restaurant told police Jason said he was dealing with this crazy bitch. What was it about her that she couldn't separate?
I think she wanted to believe that he would change and wanted to believe that he could do better.
Jason was detained initially, but not arrested. His attorney reported that he passed a polygraph test. Then in October of 2022, more than a year after Leanne's death, Peoria police changed the incident type from death investigation to homicide. They forwarded the case to the Maricopa County attorney for prosecution. On November 15th, the county attorney declined to prosecute, citing no reasonable likelihood of conviction.
I don't know the explanation.
Do you know what really happened that night?
No, and I don't think we ever will.
Jason, my name's Morgan Lowe, and I work for CBS 5 and 3 TV. We're doing a story about your wife's death, and I want to give you the opportunity to chat with us.
I have lawyers.
That's great. We would still like to talk to you.
Yeah, no thank you. You can talk to my lawyers.
Beck's attorney sent us a statement that reads in part, Jason did not harm his wife in any way. After months of investigation, the police report, autopsy, and alcohol test all support the conclusion that Jason was not responsible for his wife's untimely death. Jason is devastated. At Leanne's memorial, there were tears but no closure. Her family wants justice for Leanne, and right now they say they don't have it.
There's such a hole in all of our lives. All of our lives, that it will never be filled. This will never be right.
Coming up tonight at 10, you'll hear from County Attorney Rachel Mitchell. We'll ask her why her office decided not to pursue criminal charges in this case. I'm Morgan Lowe for Arizona's Family Investigates.